without further ado, I'll get around to critiquing Bono like Ian's been wanting for such a long time. First things first, in general his shape is really good. I like it a lot. The proportions are good. The color combination and the general size and shape is what really made me want to get it. I like the design, the species, if you will. I like his ears, I like the proportions of his arms and legs. The bold blue on the front, that was a pretty good choice. You know, pocket mouth is something I've seen Ian trying for quite a while now, and that's something that's only going to get better with practice. The red striping material on the ears is also a really nice touch. It's the only instance of that kind of red on the entire creature, but for whatever reason it's enough. I know Ian's been working on fingers and hands. This is a what I will call a noble early try. I like where you're going with this, Ian. What you could work on is your stuffing. I feel like maybe you tried to put stuffing all the way to the tip, but these fingers are entirely empty. I feel what feels like a great big grapefruit mass of stuffing right here. I know it's really hard to moderate yourself when you're really excited and just want to stuff something and see what it looks like. When you're stuffing fingers, absolutely do them first and with tiny bits of stuffing. I don't know if what I'm feeling right here is seam allowance bunched up inside this finger or more stuffing. Right here, I don't know if you can see it at this close, but this looks like the finger wasn't turned out all the way, turned right side out all the way. I might be able to just do that from you know, rumpling the fabric up. I can maybe turn it out inside out myself. This finger's a bit more stuffed. It's a tad fatter, and this finger looks like it was just sewn too narrow. It looks like maybe enough fabric was initially cut, but the seam allowance in putting it together was just too much to even bother stuffing it. I mean, it has character. This is a monster after all, so we're not going for anatomical perfection, but just some pointers. Same thing said about the fingers, I can easily say about the toes. I like where you're going with this. This idea, this technique that you're practicing here is only going to improve with time, so keep on trying it. The finishing seam you've got here, I want to do a video tutorial of how I do mine, because while this is closed, you've got all your work on the outside, and there's a way you can do all of your stitching and not have this raw edge exposed. I call it my closing stitch, and it's explained in my new book, which is coming out this year, but I can go ahead and do a video tutorial the next time I'm home. I really like this applique right here, and I hope the instructions I've given you on Wonder Under, fusible interfacing, fusible webbing, will come in handy. I hope you'll heed those tips and put some of that down between these two layers in the future. It'll be a lot more smooth. This, I don't know what's going on over here. I really couldn't tell you what I'm looking at. There appears to be just a great big mass and what looks like, hang on, I'm trying to zoom, but it looks like the camera doesn't want to. Anyway, I don't know what this is right here, but that can be avoided once again with practice. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on applique and any pitfalls of it maybe bunching up. I really like what you're doing with this pocket. It'd be cool if you could do that on the top too, so you actually have, you know, a top lip concealing the teeth. Right now the teeth look cool, but they're flopping up and touching the eyes. I mean, once again, it's a monster. There really aren't any rules, but I like my top teeth pointing down and my bottom teeth pointing up, and that's just me. Ears, I really don't have anything bad to say about them. They feel pretty nice. They're turned right side out all the way. The tips are turned right side out, and you know, the stuffing is fine. In general, let me see. Yeah, the attachment for these eyes, they're on there pretty secure. They feel secure, but these stitches will make any buyer wonder, is this going to come undone? These stitches look really wide and really big. When you're doing a ladder stitch like this, try to keep your stitches as small as possible. Go around 2 or 3 complete times doing really small ladder stitches. Just right here, it looks like it could come unwoven at any given moment. Let me see. Oh yeah, there was this little bit right here on his side. It looks like when you were sewing up the side of the monster, a bunch of fabric got caught, got folded over maybe. That just, you gotta avoid that in the future. And let's see, right here, where you see this edge and that edge, it'd be cool if they could meet. You could do that by pinning this seam to this seam before you sew these parts together. That's something that'll just make everything look a whole lot neater. This seam looks really good. I like that a lot. And overall, I still don't regret taking Bono off your hands. I think he's a great looking monster and I'm glad to have him. And you know, like I said, the more and more you keep doing these, the better you're gonna get. And who knows, maybe you'll get the book deals one of these days. So that's all I got. And yeah, keep it up. Thanks.